Peace, YouTube. What's going on? We're back with another trending hot topic commentary show where we do all the latest and hottest reaction and reviews. I am your host, Ann Lynch. Let's talk. Alright, I want to get right into this video. It's something I've been thinking about these past few days. I've been thinking about it for a while now, but just lately, these past couple of days have been kind of dawning on me more and more so this morning. So I kind of figured out this maybe I should just get it off my chest and just talk about it. But you know, lately I've been talking about more so on my. It seems like nowadays I'm getting more and more similar to my father. For those who don't know, I've talked about this a few times before, but my father passed away May 19th, 2019. He passed away. My birthday is May 22nd. So he passed away a few days before my birthday, and he passed away a day after my last professional boxing fight. um, he had a heart attack at work, and like he was found there. He was because he did security part time. He only worked 2 days out the week because he was chilling. He did had like his own business and everything. So then he only felt like the need to work on the weekends, and he did that for 2 days out the week at like some arena club where he like sat at a booth and just like chilled there all day, and that's where it happened at. And because he was behind the booth, when it happened, because we seen the security footage afterwards, and he was trying to call for help when it first started happening, but um he couldn't make it, and he collapsed, and he was laying on the floor for like almost 2 hours before someone actually, kind of was like, "Where the security at?" and walked around the booth, and that's when someone found him. But um, my father was a strong man, and he was one who, growing up, I didn't like. I'm gonna keep it funky with y'all. I'm gonna keep it real funky with y'all. Like growing up, I thought I hated that man because he was like real stern on me. And as I got older and start having children of my own, it wasn't until then I start realizing what he was, trying to do for me as a kid, being, a young black man growing up in a ghetto, growing up in North Philadelphia in the projects. Um, we didn't have a lot of options and everything. And he was, trying to show me not to be a statistic in his own way. It may not have been the best, but he did the best of his ability, and he got better over time. I must admit that. But the whole point of this video I want to talk about is how my father was more red pill than I can ever imagine, more red pill than I can ever be. And that's the point of this video I'm getting to, because I'm I revere myself in the red pill community. I've gotten red pill. I've said this several times. I got in red pill the end of last year, the beginning of this year, and I found the manosphere through Jordan Peterson, and the black manosphere through O'Shea Duke Jackson and Alpha Male Strategies, and you know the rest is history. But it's crazy because me listening to like people like O'Shea and Alpha Male and people like Kevin Samuels, and especially Kevin Samuels, and because Kevin Samuels kind of remind me, like his whole demeanor and persona was just like my father's. He was like, he's real serious. He don't take like no slack. He don't procrastinate. He don't beat around the bush. He get down to the nitty gritty. And I used to hate that with my father. Like I used to call him and tell him stuff, and trying to complain or just looking for some type of comfort and sympathy, like he was my mom. And instead of just trying to comfort me, he always looked for like, all right, so what you gonna do to better yourself? What's the solution to the problem? Like he was a no nonsense type guy, and he always told me. I said this several times, like chick, cause my middle, everybody who know me like personally, my family, they know me as Chicken Wing. That's my nickname. Everybody, I guess, cause it's a long story about it, but they call me Chicken Wing or Chick for short. So he's like, Chick, don't wait till you be like me. Don't wait till you get to your late 30s, your mid 30s, and start trying to, you know, get your life together. Cause that's what he did. Like he was, like in and out of jail. He was on drugs back in the early 90s. Like when drugs was real popular, um, like the crack and everything epidemic. But he got his life together, and he was eating. Like his dress game was crazy. Like it's so funny to this day. I still be trying to dress like him. Like he was older than me, but he just had like a whole swag, and he had money, and he would be like he would be considered high value. He was a 6 figure dude, which is crazy because he had his own little. Now that sounds funny because I said he did security, he worked, but that was just his own little thing he did because he wasn't necessarily innocent. I should say. You get what I'm saying? Like how he got the bulk of his money, but he was good. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't out there in the streets and all that stuff, but uh he will always try to tell me, do something with yourself, learn something so you can be better. And it was so funny because back when I was with my kid's mom, my first baby mom, and I remember he used to tell me, he like, boy, that girl got your nose wide open. And back in the day, I had no idea what he was talking about when he said that. Now I totally understand. My head was all up her ass. But I used to like, it used to be so funny because I was so beta, so blue pill. I used to get mad when he used to tell me certain things about my relationship, and he used to say like, "Oh, that's just puppy love." Like one time he told me, he was like, "I'm like, yeah." I was telling him like how me and my baby mom, how we plan on getting married and we gonna do this and that. And he just looked at me, and I lied to you not. He said, "Boy, y'all ain't gonna get married." I'm like, what? And I see, I thought he was a hater. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you just old, you don't know nothing, you hating. Like, he like, "Yeah, that's just puppy love." He like, y'all not gonna be together forever. He like, this is like your first real relationship. He like, this not gonna last. And he like, especially the type of girl you deal with, that girl. He was like, it's so funny because after he met my baby moms for a few times and started reading and everything, he was like, yeah, he's like, she nice and everything, but I just can't deal with her all like that. That's your thing. And like I said, I thought he was a hater, but he was just a man who just seen my baby mom for who she was and I couldn't see it. He seen all the red flags that I wasn't, hip to yet, or maybe I seen, like I said, because I did see red flags. I just was, just naive and ignorant to it. And I used to always ask him, because he had his own like condo, he had his own crib, and it was nice. It was nice and flush. Like he was real. My father was real clean. That's probably where I get this whole neat freak OCD stuff from, because I get it from him. Like you would think I had military training, and he kind of raised me like that too, with the whole military type style on keeping myself clean and all that stuff. Like I was a dirty ass young boy, and he used to beat my behind when I was dirty and stinky. Like we don't do that. But I used to ask him like, well, pop, like, why you don't be like try to settle down and mess with a girl and all that stuff? And he's like, for what? He used to tell me I don't need no girl to make me happy. He's like, I'm fine, comfortable. And back then, like I said, back in those times, I was still with my kid's mother, so I didn't understand where he was coming from. I was looking at it from a blue pilled simp type of way, like, huh? Like, no, you need a girl in your life. Like, no, that's what's going to complete you and all that. But and it's so funny because now you fast forward to December 2021, about to hit into 2022, and he's no longer here, and now I'm 37, and I'm like, I'm at that mid age where he was talking about, where he said that don't start getting your life together. Where now I am, you know, get at the stage where I'm like getting my life together. Where I'm not like no longer view myself as a delinquent, being too lazy, not trying to work at my best potential, and also my mind frame on thinking is I'm no longer ever thinking about getting married again. I don't need to get married. I don't need that to make me happy. And more so, like I said, I'm getting my life together. I need to complete myself. And I was always looking at life that way. And it's so funny because, I had an epiphany. I was always with my mom, uh, coming up. I mean, my mom didn't always get along because we were like two heads. Because my mom was like an alpha male, so we didn't get along growing up. As a kid, like, we cool as shit now, but as a kid, we didn't really get along. So I was like eager to get out of her house. So when I first moved out, it was me and my baby mom. We moved together, so, and then we just lived together. We was together for like over a decade or so. So it was like I never really got a chance to learn who I was and who I am. Not on not up until me and her broke up, and I stopped trying to be with her, and then stopped trying to be my whole phase, because after I broke up with her, I was just tripping. These last few years, I've been tripping. Like that's why I had to end up having another baby by someone else. Like practically a year and a half after I broke up with her, because I just was wilding out. Just But I had lost a whole bunch of weight. I lost over 150 pounds. Start doing my thing, boxing. People was looking at me in a whole different way. So it was like I had a whole different more options and everything. And that's kind of the point where I'm getting to, because like if I was getting so much more opportunities once with that, and I still wasn't nowhere in life where I want to be, I'm looking at it now like I'm living better than I was even then, and it's still like sky's the limit for me, and I'm still getting more options as far as people and all that stuff. But I'm, respectfully turning people down, because, like I said, I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, and I'm focusing on trying to be a better man, and build the legacy, because like it's not even just about me no more. I got kids now. I got three daughters, so I gotta focus on myself to worry about them. I can't be selfish and worry about relationships and all that stuff. Like that stuff come and goes, but legacy and taking care of your kids and your family, that I view that, I hold that as high esteem now in life. I really don't care about relationship. Now that's not to say that I won't ever get into another one. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But I can tell you this: I'm not worrying about getting married no more. Definitely not. And I know I said I would never get married again, and never is such a strong word, so I kind of want to retract that. But I stand by this. I don't believe I won't ever. I don't believe I would get to married to an American woman. Like, she would have to be something of another culture, and if she is American, she had to be real old school, old fashioned tradition, which a lot of people like to pretend like they do up until it's time for that divorce part and everything, and then you start seeing the real them. And because my trust level is so low on people these days, yeah, I will marry outside the country, outside the United States, not these laws, and it would have to be with someone of another culture, someone who values, the traditional family unit where the man leads and the woman is the helpmate and everything. And but that's if I ever get there. I don't I don't even think I'm gonna ever get there. You know. So, but yeah, my father he was red pill. He didn't know anything about this whole phrase and sector and community anything, but like I was explaining to my daughter, he just was a man's man, and I think that's what the whole community is really about, is getting back to their old traditional values and core beliefs of men and women in the family unit. But that's just how I feel. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Drop y'all comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification icon. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.